Boom.
Monday Night Football, Week 2, Seahawks Bears. Let's win $1 million. DFI Nick with Rick Rosen on the Boom Fantasy Channel. What's going on, boss?
Football, man.
But we have a general theory going in that you and I have decided. We like the Seahawks passing and we like the Bears rushing, right?
Yeah, I think the Bears will definitely try and slow this game down, pound it on the ground with Howard, give Cohen a few carries here and there. But we do like the Seahawks to throw it a little bit more. Chris Carson's overrated.
You know, I was wondering why we didn't see a lot of Mitchell Trubisky in the preseason, and I think we saw it on Sunday night. I think that Matt Nagy was literally trying to hide him, trying to hide his deficiencies and what he can and cannot do from other teams in the league, and I don't think he's going to be able to do that all season.
Yeah, he's getting better. He's definitely gotten better since the beginning of the season last year, but he does have a ways to go.
He's a good athlete, but he is erratic at times, and he knows it. So let's jump into it. 8 questions, $1 million, $4 to entry. It's a good deal. It's over at Boom Fantasy. And question 1 is passing yards, and it's the 2 starters, Russell Wilson or Mitchell Trubisky. And we can blow right through this, right? Because of our ethos, our strategy for tonight, right?
Yeah, Wilson.
Wilson, easy. That's one of the best quarterbacks in the league over a second-year guy who's been erratic at times. Moving on. Question 2, most rushing yards. Jordan Howard, Chris Carson, Russell Wilson is in there, and Mitchell Trubisky is the D-bet. So what do you like here, Nick?
So in our Sunday night video, I did the giveaway for Phillip Rivers scrambles. It's a very low number, I'll tell you that. But on the other end of the spectrum, you have Russell Wilson, who leads the league in scrambles. So he does like to get out of the pocket and go. I don't think he's going to do that much in this game against the Bears, especially with Khalil Mack on the edge, keeping him in the pocket. So I am going to go with Howard on this one. I think he's the best talent of this group, and I think he's going to get the most volume.
When he gets in more primetime games, he continues to make his case. He is a top-tier running back, and they just don't have the production to show for it.
Yeah, stay underrated, Jordan.
Stay underrated. Yeah, keep your price down, Bubba. Question 3, most receiving yards, and we got a nice group here. It's Brandon Marshall, Taylor Gabriel, Tariq Cohen, and Nick Vannett, the Seahawks backup tight end. Or he's the starter, right? And Disler's the whatever you want to do there in Seattle. We're not picking him, right, Nick?
No, they're both backups in my mind,
Yeah.
Vannett and Disley. And I don't think nice is how I would describe this group of pass catchers.
It was for you. I said nice for you.
I would go with Brandon Marshall here. I think he's the least gross option of these with Baldwin out. I think he'll get decent volume.
Something that's interesting that I like to see at the beginning of the season is looking at which players are like truly healthy and like back, because when we hear about like, oh, this player is in training camp looking better than they've ever looked, we really never know what to make of it.
Every player.
Exactly.
Every reporter is like,
Yeah.
he's the greatest, he's back.
Exactly. But Brandon Marshall had a pretty nice game, especially after Doug Baldwin went down, caught a touchdown against that Denver secondary. Now gets a decent matchup. The Packers smoked the Bears secondary, especially in the second half. I think Brandon Marshall might be back. Is that it sounds weird to even say it because I was a Giants fan. I'm a Giants fan. He looks so bad. But I think if Brandon Marshall's back, that's huge for the Seahawks, and that makes this question really easy. Question 4 is most receptions. Jordan Howard is the A-bet, which is weird considering his reputation as a receiver. And then we have Rashad Penny, Will Disley, and Trey Burton as the D-bet. Most receptions. This is a fun one, Nick. What do you got?
I would narrow it down to Penny or Burton. I'm a little confused why Burton's a D-bet here. He did not have a great first week, but the opportunities were there. Trubisky missed Burton open a number of times. But I also like Rashad Penny out of the backfield. He's a tremendous athlete. We do believe that the Seahawks are going to be throwing it more. I would lean towards Penny, but just barely over Burton. I think both of those guys are good options.
Question 5, you're more than halfway to $1 million, but this one is total touchdowns, and it could get tricky. It is Tyler Lockett, Brandon Marshall, Allen Robinson, and Deion Sims, Bears backup tight end. What do you like here, Nick?
I like Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
I think the Seahawks secondary is worse than it's been in recent years. It's okay. It's not necessarily bad, but they're still riding the coattails of the reputation of the Legion of Boom, and that's not what they are anymore. So I like Allen Robinson as somewhat of a contrarian play here. I do also think that he's the best pass catcher out of this group. So I think it's a two-way street here, taking Allen Robinson.
It's contrarian to me because we thought we were going with all Seahawks passing metrics and Bears rushing metrics. But if you want to be like that, blow the whole thing up. No, we just took Trey Burton in the last question. Question 6. This has become my favorite question of the primetime slates. It is passing touchdowns or made field goals. And we got the 2 starting quarterbacks, Russell Wilson and Mitchell Trubisky, and the 2 kickers, Cody Parkey and Sebastian Janikowski, who looked awesome in his Seahawks uniform week 1. And what do you like here? We got this so wrong on Thursday night. Andy Dalton torched us. What do you like here for Monday?
Yeah, he burned us big time on
Real
Thursday.
Good.
I love kickers, man. I love going with the kickers, but I don't think I can in this one. I think I'm going to go with Russell Wilson here. I just think they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. The kickers are okay. Parkey is not great. I think he got cut last year. Seabass is well past his prime. He's still got a great leg, but I'm going to go with Wilson on this one.
I like the Bears pass rush. So I believe that if the Seahawks can get it into the red zone, the Bears will be able to clamp down and make things very difficult for them. One thing that wasn't really talked about in the Packers win is like the Cobb touchdown and the Allison touchdown and pretty much the Adams touchdown. None of it was close to the goal line, where the Bears are really, really going to be tough this year. They're really great on the line. Khalil Mack's in there. They're going to put a lot of pressure on Wilson, make things tough. So I think if they are making sustained drives and not making big plays, which is what the Seahawks do, then Janikowski come in and boot 3 or 4, and that'll put him over the top.
Yeah, red zone defense is the most important factor when looking at kicker volume, because that's really the only thing that's going to be a great predictor for whether a kicker will get shots up, and how many they make is not quite as important.
Yeah, we just got to get our shots in.
Get shots up, yep.
2 lightning questions stand between you and $1 million, so let's get at it. The first question, how many receiving yards for Allen Robinson? Nick, what do you got here? I don't have a big number.
I don't think it's going to be super high, but I think he's going to be about 70. I like Allen Robinson to bounce back this year after missing 2017. I just don't think there's going to be very much volume tonight in this matchup.
I agree. Volume's the big issue here. Robinson got his in the first matchup, got a couple of balls in the first game of the season, but overall wasn't the focus of the offense by any means. It was kind of spread around by design to keep Trubisky's eyes moving, but he's not the kind of guy to go through progressions either because he's just too young and isn't that kind of quarterback yet. So I like this 60 range. I'm going to go 68. I think this is where he lives for most of the season. The final question between you and $1 million is how many receiving yards for Tyler Lockett? He's the big play guy from the Seahawks receiving core. What do you like here, Nick? Do you have a big number? He's set at 59 from last week's result. So what do you think he's going to finish?
I think he's going to get a big play on the Bears. I don't think the volume will be there, but like I said, I'm from Kansas. I watched Tyler Lockett play in college at K-State. I actually went to school at K-State. Tyler Lockett is electric in space, so I'm gonna go with a big number here and say 90 for Tyler Lockett.
That's big for Tyler Lockett. That's pretty big, especially in prime time. That's good looks. So that's like 6 targets, right?
Yeah, I mean that's quite a few for him.
Yeah, that's a solid game. I'm gonna go 78 because I think that he's only gonna get like 3 or 4 targets, but I do think that he is gonna grab one and make a big play. So I like him to exceed his number from last week. I think 78 is a fair number. Bears secondary, some questions overall can get beat deep, and so I think that that's a good number to work with. Russell Wilson, you never really know. That's it. $1 million for you. You're welcome. Not on Nick and I. We were not responsible for that. But giant check season is upon us. So get down at Boom. Single game contests all over the place for NFL season. Be on there. Check it out. Follow us. Subscribe. And you'll get the hottest tips to win your cash. Right, Nick?
Yeah. Good luck, y'all.